gas or diesel. One will save you $30,000 up front. The other could save you $10,000 over 5 years. And after reviewing dozens of motorhomes in both categories, I'm going to tell you exactly which one makes sense for your situation. Because the answer isn't what most people think. Welcome back to Next Gen Motorhomes. I'm here to help you make smarter RV decisions, not just bigger purchases. If this kind of honest breakdown is valuable to you, hit that subscribe button right now, because we're cutting through the sales talk and getting to what actually matters when you're spending this kind of money. So let's start with the question everyone asks first. What's the real price difference, and is diesel actually worth it? Here's where it gets interesting. A comparable gas Class A motorhome typically costs $25,000 to $35,000 less than the diesel version. That's not a small number. That's a truck. That's a year of travel expenses. That's real money. But here's what most buyers don't calculate. Diesel fuel costs more per gallon, yes. But diesel engines are significantly more fuel efficient. A gas motorhome might get 6 to 8 miles per gallon on the highway. A diesel? 9 to 12 miles per gallon, sometimes more. Let me show you what that means in real numbers. If you drive 10,000 miles a year, which is pretty typical for active RV owners, a gas rig burning through 1,200 gallons will cost you around $4,500 annually at current fuel prices. The diesel, using about 900 gallons, runs you around $4,200. You're saving a few hundred a year on fuel, but it would take decades to recover that $30,000 price gap through fuel savings alone. So if it's just about fuel economy, gas wins on purchase price. But we're not done yet, because fuel is only part of the story. Now let's talk about what it actually feels like to drive these rigs, because this is where diesel starts to separate itself. Diesel engines produce far more torque than gas engines. Torque is what gets you moving from a stop and what pulls you up mountains without the engine screaming at high RPMs. If you've ever driven a gas motorhome up a steep grade and watched your speed drop to 35 miles an hour while the engine sounds like it's suffering, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Diesel motorhomes climb hills with confidence. They tow heavy loads without strain. They merge onto highways without hesitation. The engine isn't working as hard, which means it's quieter, smoother, and far less stressful on long drives. Here's something most people don't think about until they experience it. A diesel pusher, where the engine is in the rear, completely changes the driving experience. The front cabin is quieter. There's no engine heat coming through the firewall. Conversations are easier. It's a fundamentally more refined way to travel long distances. Gas motorhomes have the engine up front. It's louder. It's warmer. After 8 hours on the road, you feel it. Diesel owners arrive less fatigued, and that's not marketing talk, that's physics. But here's the catch. If you're mostly taking weekend trips within 200 miles of home, that refinement matters less. If you're parking more than you're driving, the diesel advantage shrinks. Let's talk about what happens after you own these rigs for a few years, because this is where things get complicated. Diesel engines are built tougher. They're designed for heavy-duty use. A well-maintained diesel engine can easily run 300,000 miles or more. Gas engines, they're typically done somewhere between 150 and 200,000 miles. So if longevity matters to you, diesel wins. But, and this is important, diesel maintenance costs more. Oil changes are more expensive because diesels hold more oil. Parts cost more. And if something major goes wrong, diesel repairs can be significantly pricier than gas. Modern diesels also have emissions systems that can be problematic. DEF fluid, diesel particulate filters, these are additional maintenance points that gas engines don't have. Some owners love the reliability of diesel. Others get frustrated with the complexity. Here's the real question. How long are you keeping this motorhome? If you're trading up every 3 to 5 years, gas makes more sense. You're not keeping it long enough to see the durability advantage of diesel, and you're paying that premium up front for nothing. If you're buying this rig to keep for 10, 15, or 20 years, diesel starts looking smarter. The higher upfront cost gets spread over a much longer ownership period, and that engine longevity actually pays off. Now let's talk about what happens when you're ready to sell. Diesel motorhomes hold their value better. Period. A 5-year-old diesel pusher will typically retain a higher percentage of its original value than a comparable gas motorhome. Why? Because buyers know diesels last longer, perform better, and are generally more desirable in the used market. If you paid $30,000 more for diesel up front, but get $20,000 more back when you sell, that gap just shrunk significantly. Smart buyers factor this in. Unfortunately, most don't. So here's how to decide. Choose gas if you take shorter trips, camp more than you drive, plan to trade in a few years, or simply want to save that initial $30,000 for travel and experiences instead of the rig itself. Choose diesel if you're covering serious miles every year, towing heavy, keeping the rig long-term, or if driving comfort and performance on long hauls genuinely matters to your travel style. There's no universally right answer. It depends entirely on how you actually use your motorhome. Now I want to hear from you. Are you team gas or team diesel? And more importantly, why? Drop your answer in the comments. If you've owned both, tell us what you learned. That real-world experience helps everyone here make better decisions. If this breakdown helped you think through the gas versus diesel question more clearly, hit that like button. Subscribe to Next Gen Motorhomes for honest, no-pressure RV advice. And turn on notifications, because next video we're touring a motorhome that challenges everything we just talked about. Your next adventure is out there. Let's make sure you're in the right rig when you find it.